Hello and welcome back to the railway. Today we've got this small group of items from the Trying Railways period and the Trying Hornby period. We've got the R14 fish van back there, and then we've got the beautiful Nellie R.355. Up there on the top right we've got R10, the open goods truck, and on the bottom right there we've got the R16 brake van. But firstly, we've got to get this rake of suburban coaches back to the station. There's the brake with the windows in the end coming towards us, model number R120, followed by two composite coaches, model R121. Now we'll just open points 11 and bring them back into the station. Now that's model R59, the 262 tank locomotive, bringing those back in. She looks great coming through there, and those coaches up to the buffers. What a wonderful sight. Maroon Suburbans, blood and custard mainline coaches, and we've got a blue Pullman there sitting at the station. Really pretty sight. We've got the refreshment kiosk there, model number R147, and I think that was only available from 62 to 63. We'll just move along here and we'll close points 11, and then we'll open number 18. There we go, Nellie springing into life there, jumping out of the engine shed and onto the turntable. Now we're going to rotate all the way around clockwise, and we've got this running at very slow speed today. Smoothly around. There she is, she's almost there. And then we'll take her smoothly off, out through points 17 and 18. Gentle stop, and we'll close 18. Off we go past the fog signal, RT267, available 64 to 68. Gentle stop at point 1 there, we'll switch that back to collect the wagons. I hate taking the tops off these, they're so tough. There we go, off it comes. Now I'm not going to do that too often. I'll just put that down. We'll have a quick look at the chassis. Now this chassis was used in R254. It was developed for the steeple cab R254, and it went on to be used in this range of models R355. These came in different colours. There was blue, yellow and red, and a green one in the early 70s, all using the same chassis. This one does have a little damage. One of the little tabs that secure it into the body has been broken. It was that way when I got it. We just turn that over, and it has the original piece of paperwork on there that says, do not connect direct to the mains. Ensure model is properly oiled before using. Read instructions carefully. Remove this tab before operating model. I think we'll just take that away now, and we can have a quick look underneath. So we've got trying decouplings at both ends, and we've got a very basic collection plate there, and brass pickups on the backs of the wheels there. Quite a nice thing. And just turn that over and have a look at that beautiful XO4 motor there. The inside of this model is quite clean and tidy. If we have a look at the back end here where the securing screw goes, you can see over the years where the body has scraped in and out there. And I think this plastic just shrinks over the years. I don't think it would have been that tight originally. At the front end here we can just see Trying's name. It's really tiny just there. And on the opposite side we've got built in Britain. There's a tiny bit of overspray we can see here from the black work on the steps and along the bottom edge of the body moulding. Just extends round the steps there. I think we'll just get this back together and have a closer look at the outside of it now. This is just one of those very pretty models. I don't know whether the colour has anything to do with it, but it's just lovely. Lovely paintwork. It's just painted in black there, moulded in blue. We've got Nellie on a red paper label stuck on the side of the tank there. Got possibly a toolbox here. Maybe a handrail. We've got a water filler, a nice dome with a little detail on the top. That's quite a nice detailed roof. Look at this rib running across there, possibly a hatch there. Lovely number 7 on the side of the coal bunker, and handrails down both sides of the door. And he's got these terrific little steps. These are a little bit fragile. They do tend to get broken. And a very plain coupling rod and solid wheels on this model. Looking at the front here, we've got this wonderful, what looks like quite a tall chimney. Lovely smoke box door detail there. Again, this is where the chassis pokes through the body to secure it, and that side, that little tab's missing. We had a look when we were looking at the chassis. Here we've got the the standard decoupling. It appears to be a little loose, I must tighten that up. We've got metal buffers pushed into the plastic shank there. There's not very much detail on the buffer beam, a little bit of a hook moulded into there. We've got a separately fitted brass whistle, a little bit of detailing around the base of that, and these beautiful arch-shaped windows in the front of the cab. And she looks just as terrific from the back as well. Beautiful fine lining on this side of this coal bunker, a number of lamp irons across the back and the securing screw here, and this beautiful moulded effect around the top edge of the coal bunker. Lovely fine load of coal there, and beautiful round windows in the back edge of the cab. We've got metal buffers pushed into the plastic shank on the buffer beam, quite a plain buffer beam just like the front one, and we've got the decoupling here. Now off she goes with this short rake of wagons. We've got R14 the fish van, available 1952 to 73, followed by the R10 open goods truck, which has pre-Triang history starting in 1949 right through to 1970. We've got the R16 brake van, available 1953 to 67. Now this group of items made up the RS24 pickup goods train set, which was available from 62 to 67. This little industrial locomotive, model number R.355, first arrived in 1960 and remained in the catalogue till around 1972. When she first arrived she was blue in colour and named Nellie. She was shortly joined by Connie, who was yellow, and Polly, who was red. They had running numbers and I believe they were interchangeable, although there are a number of variations. In the early 70s the green model came along and she simply had number 27 on the tank. As the colours arrived, the suffix was added to the model number, so R355B was the blue model and R355R was the red model, and so on. I think it's time we had a look at the wagons. The R14 fish van is quite a nicely detailed model, and it shares its history really with the R11 goods van, which started life as an old Trackmaster model. Triang or Rovex bought the rights to this model and modified it over the years. Originally we would have had a metal chassis and open axle boxes. This one has plastic chassis, pinpoint axles and spoked wheels. We've got the standard Triang decouplings on both ends just riveted into the plastic chassis. We've got Triang's name and made in England. This chassis was used on a number of different items, and we've got a separately fitted grey plastic roof with minimal detail on it. I quite like the detailing on here that's got this metal strapping and the hinges and a little bit of fine door detail there. Another very long running model, the R10 open wagon from Triang. Now this dates back to a Trackmaster model made in 1949, and then it was adapted over the years by Rovex and Triang. Now this shares the same chassis as the fish van. We've got pinpoint axles and spoked wheels. We've got the same decouplings riveted into the chassis. This one, interestingly, just has made in England on the bottom, and it doesn't have the maker's name on it. Lovely planking detail and strapping, metal strapping, just like the fish van. We've got some fine printing. We've got the running number there of W1005 and 12 tons. Inside, apart from being a little dusty, we've got some planking detail. Quite a nice little thing. I'll try and use this model right through to 1970, and it was available in a number of different colours over the years. And here we have another very long running model from Triang. This one again has got a plastic chassis now. The earlier models would have had metal chassis with open axle boxes and sleeved wheels. We've got Triang's name here, and we can just about see made in England. The couplings are riveted into the chassis. We'll just turn that over. We've got lots of planking detail, and we've got interior detail in here as well. We've got windows and doors on the walkways. We've got a separately fitted white roof with very minimal detail on it. Now this model ran from 1953 to 1967, and it came in a number of different colours and liveries over the years. Now we're all ready here for a downhill start. Slight clunk to all those wagons, and off she goes into the distance. Now this model R355 first became available at the end of 1960, but she didn't really make it to the catalogue till 1961, where she appeared on page 3. I'll leave you with that page this week. Slight clunk as she goes over those crossings, and away round the curve there and off under the incline section. So if you look back again next week, we'll have something else from this early Triang Railways period. Thank you very much. Goodbye now.